Hey, Pat, how's it going? How was last night?
It was okay. I got really fucked up and watched The Princess Diaries in French.
Oh, wow. That sounds amazingly lame and self-depreciating. Did you get anything out of it being French?
I think so. I felt super sophisticated while I pissed myself this time. I even raised my pinky like rich people do when I did it.
Anne Hathaway would totally have her way with you if you told her that story.
Yeah, and if she ever came over, I would flip my mom's couch cushion to the P-side and show it to her as proof.
You're so John Travolta in Saturday Night Fever cool right now.
What can I say?
Hi guys, welcome to Mikey's Video Game Madness. Today we're playing Lollipop Chainsaw, and what an interesting title this is. This was written by James Gunn, who, if you're a fan of trauma movies like I am, he actually wrote Romeo and Juliet, which, if you have the right or wrong state of mind, is a somewhat interesting and I guess fun, if you like campy, cheesy, somewhat offensive movies, but I mean it's stupid and I don't know, fun at the same time. I don't know, I've always been a fan of trauma. I don't know why, but yeah. And then after he wrote like Romeo and Juliet, which was Romeo and Juliet with I guess a twist, because I don't know, I don't want to spoil it for you, but it definitely strays from Shakespeare's version and it takes place during modern times. But yeah, it's probably one of Troma's best films. And then he went to write the children's Scooby-Doo movies, which was random. And then he also wrote and directed the movie Slither, which I really like. It reminds me of the movie Night of the Creeps from the 1980s, if you remember that movie. But yeah, that was actually great. And it's weird to think that James Gunn he was actually married to Jenna Fisher, who plays Pam in the US version of The Office. They're no longer married now, but you just wouldn't think like somebody who plays like this sweet, innocent person like Jenna Fisher did on The Office would be married to somebody who wrote such inappropriate things as this game and Romeo and Juliet. But you know, it's cool. But yeah, this is a pretty average action game. What makes it good is the writing. This is clearly a Japanese made game with American writing, so it's kind of has a clunky interface. I will prefer American made action games. They just feel better than, say, Devil May Cry, but other people might disagree. Like, I prefer the God of War series over Devil May Cry, but the last Devil May Cry game, which I think it was British actually, was really good. And it's just, I feel like the mechanics in Japanese action games are kind of clunky and delayed a little bit, but that's just my personal opinion. I think they're way better at RPGs in the traditional sense, although American RPGs are different, but I think they should be in their own genre. But I'm running my mouth and I haven't even started this game, so let's get started. I forgot everything about this game, so I'm not going to start from my last checkpoint. We'll start from the beginning because I don't remember anything. I love the 80s soundtrack to this game. This game tries to have like this comic book look to it. I don't know if it pulls it off. this game's by the same people who made Shadows of the Dam, which I really like. I tried to record it at one time. I never published it. I need to re-record it. That was kind of like a Resident Evil 4 type game on crack.
Julia? What? Am I okay?
Yeah.
Juliet's become quite the popular thing to dress up as at little gaming conventions and I guess Comic-Con and stuff like that.
Not at all! Oh no.
I had to.
So Juliet's basically raised in this family of zombie hunters, which is weird.
How am I still alive?
The guy who does his voice is, I never watched Smallville really unless it was like 3 o'clock in the morning and nothing on, but it's the same guy that does Lex Luthor's voice on that show.
I think maybe just a little bit of appreciation is in order. If I didn't chop off your head, the venom would have totally seeped into your brain and turned you into a zombie.
Juliet? How do you know how to perform a magical ritual on my decapitated head?
Alright, let's just start. Between me rambling and stuff like that, I think you guys seen enough. So she has a light attack and a strong attack. There's little cheerleading moves. The fighting's kind of clunky, but the more you play it, the easier it gets because you get better moves. Let me look at the controls if I can. Options. Oh, I guess I can't look at the controls. She has little lollipops that you can restore health with, and I don't want to accidentally push the wrong button. So that's junk. If you ever watch Ninja Bear Hug's video or channel, he did a whole playthrough of this game. I like how their blood comes out in rainbows, but he played it and he had a blast playing this game. This is like the most enthusiastic playthrough I've ever seen, so some people really like this game. I like it for the writing and the ridiculous of it because it's like a campy B movie, but as far as the gameplay mechanics, I think they're average. But I am a fan of mostly everything that James Gunn does, so that's what makes this game appealing to me. Sorry if you hear the controller clicking loudly. I like how they dissolve into the little printing circles. I forgot what you call them. Where it's red, yellow, and blue, and it makes up a whole picture. Those little dots like in the old ways of printing. If I wasn't focused on this, I probably could think of the name. I hate it when I record these videos and after I'm done recording it, I think of the stuff that I wanted to say and I'm like, damn it.
What's this? A bomb?
That's royally effed up.
That's some whack shit!
Surprised parents didn't go after this game since all this carnage happens at a high school.
I'll take care of them.
But it does say mature on the box. if anybody thinks that this game has a serious tone, has some serious issues. One tip I would say is to push the buttons lightly, because your hand will get tired quick pushing the same things over and over again. Oh, let's see.
I'm drooling.
That's how you use the lollipops. I was trying to figure it out. That's why I was so quiet. Only game I know of that I've ever played that lollipops restore your health. Not quite sure where to go. You know, the first time I played this, I don't think that I ever tried to beat the lockers to get coins out of them. So you have the chop shop where you can buy more combos. Since I started at this first level, I don't remember what combos I bought when I played this last, so I don't know if it kept the combos that I had or it just restarted my game altogether. Come on, let's go. You can save the people. I usually accidentally get them killed all the time. It was kind of cool though, like a company that's traditionally Japanese only decided to, instead of trying to write their interpretation of an American film, they actually got like an American that's used to writing B movies actually write this game, since they were basing it on the B movie and trying to emulate it, because a lot of times they try to do that and it still comes off clearly Japanese, which isn't bad. It's just that the style is usually completely different and you can tell, and it's not one of those things I can explain. It's just the humor and what's different. It just seems more like a parody a lot of times when they try to emulate something that's American. It's just like when Final Fantasy was popular and Americans tried to copy like JRPGs, and they pretty much did a terrible job at it. I forgot how to activate my little power up. That hurts. There we go. Oh, that wasn't a zombie. I was wailing on the hostage. Oh, bombs in high school. Yeah, nobody ever made a big deal about this.
Fuck. I think that zombie
Probably need
seriously
a
had
lollipop.
dynamite strapped to it.
Why would somebody do that?
Come on, what's the... There we go. I had to ingest a lollipop to raise my health. Alright, where am I supposed to go? I like how most things in the environment are destructible. I always like a game that after you fight you can look at all the damage that we've done. And there's a school bus. How about that?
Make the 5 o'clock news.
Here you have little prompts that you'll have to go through. Which, retarded as they are, they're kind of fun.
This zombie might work. Hey, Nick. We need to break through that wall. Can you give me a hand?
Yeah, right. I don't have a hand to give.
Well, not yet. But that spell I cast on you gives you some magical powers.
What?
Like maybe I can
I don't know if you're going to be able to tell through this video, but it does have a grain to make it kind of look like an older 80s movie. A little grain filter. I don't know if there's ever an option to take it off sometimes. Oh, I forgot. You have to kind of walk them. I messed up. Part of the reason is I didn't plug in my headphones again. I really need to start doing that. You know, since he wrote Romeo and Juliet, I wonder if that's why James Gunn purposely named her Juliet, or
Am I okay?
Yeah.
the people who made the game actually already named her that.
I feel good. Julia, I'm not a zombie. Not at all.
This is starting all the way from the beginning. You don't want to see the beginning. Well, that's Lollipop Chainsaw. It's a fun little action game. I wouldn't pay full price for it. But if you like James Gunn and his movies and I can't think of the studio that makes this, but if you look it up on Wikipedia, I think it's like Studio Sutka or something, I can't remember. Or it might be Clover Studios. I can't remember which one.
Juliet?
I just remember that they're like offshoots from Capcom. I think Clover Studio was a company that made the Okami series. I don't know. You'd have to look it up. I don't want to tell you the wrong thing, but if you like games made by these people who made the same people who made Shadows of the Damned, they made another game I can't remember. I think they made the game that black and white game on the Wii that's super bloody. I can't even think of the name of that game. But if you like that, or James Gunn, or shallow little action games that are meant to be fun, or if you have appreciation for B movies and a game that doesn't take itself too seriously, I'd definitely give this a shot. Alright guys, thank you for watching and take care. Goodbye.